Storytime Roommate Edition. I gotta say, y'all, this is one of the most insane small world stories I have. So I'm originally from South Carolina, but a couple of years ago I moved to Florida, and I found some roommates on a random Facebook group for cast members. And it was really cool because it was an entire house of character performers. Where else can you get Darth Maul, Elsa, Pluto, and a British wizard all living in the same fucking house? But I digress. My roommates are from California, Delaware, and Florida. My roommate from Delaware, after about a month of living with them, I added them all on Facebook, and I realized my Delaware roommate's last name for the first time. And I went, holy shit, wait. And I went to her profile and saw I went to school in South Carolina with her brother. Her brother was in my fraternity and had the same degree as me, and I moved in with her completely independently in Florida. What? What? Storytime Small World Edition. To preface this, I went to a very small performing arts high school in South Carolina, where I graduated with only 7 people of my concentration, which was voice. Skip ahead a couple of years, and I'm in Boston, 2 a.m. on a Monday morning because I just got some drinks. I was working overnights at the time, and I went to a 24-hour diner to sober up. My Albanian waitress asked me where I'm from, and I said, I'm from South Carolina, and I hear a voice behind me go, wait, me too. And then I went, I'm from Greenville. Me too. And then I go, okay, I went to governor's school. Me too. What did you go for? Voice. Me too! And the school is very new, so there's maybe 200 people in the world who have these qualifications. And I run into one of them at 2 a.m. on a Monday in a 24-hour diner in Boston.
Storytime, Small World Edition, Slow Jam Edition. So my fiancée of 3 years and I, we met on Tinder back when we both lived in Orlando, Florida, but after we started talking for a while, we realized that we may have almost met naturally. You see, I was doing some sound design work for a local professional theater, and she's like, oh, I was actually going to be a stage manager for one of those productions. Which production was it? It was the same production. So if the stars had aligned just a little bit more, and she was actually able to do that production, we would have met probably a month before we actually did. But she would have hated me because I would have been one of her techs.
Storytime Small World Ex-Girlfriend Edition. So I dated this one girl in high school, and it didn't end well. But a couple years go by, and then I transferred to this college, and I started as a commuter, but then I got sick of it and moved on campus one day. So I moved into just whatever dorm was available, and the first morning I wake up and get ready, and I walk out of my door, and who do I see coming out of the dorm next to me? My ex. That was a thing, but flash forward to my junior year, and I was living off campus for the first semester, and then I move on campus for the second semester. And I was given an option between 3 apartments. I was given a choice between an apartment full of athletes, an apartment full of foreign students, and then an apartment that had people of other nerdy majors. So I chose that one. I walk into the apartment to move in, and who is on the living room couch? My f***ing ex. Storytime Disney Audition Edition. A couple of years ago, I got called back for Voices of Liberty, and we were waiting in the waiting room. And I start talking to the guy next to me, and I'm like, oh, where do you work? And he goes, I work at the Holy Land Experience. For those of you who don't know, it's a theme park about the Bible. So since he had longer hair and a longer beard, I jokingly ask, oh, are you Face Jesus? Which in theme park talk, I was asking him if he was a live-action character for the role of Jesus. And he was like, no, I'm just a performer in one of the shows. I'm like, okay, cool, that's cool. And then I didn't get into Voices of Liberty. But, flash forward another year, and I get called back for Voices of Liberty again. And I'm sitting in the waiting room, and none other than longer hair, longer beard guy walks in, and I go, hey, it's Face Jesus! He gives me a big smile and runs up to me, and then he whispers, actually, I am Face Jesus now. Storytime Musical Theater Edition. So I have a tiny 24601 tattoo from a time I did Les Mis.
And, you know, it's small, it's manageable, it's about as big as a musical theater reference tattoo should be, you know, no offense to anybody else. But I was doing another production, and I was wearing a tank top, and one of the dudes that went up to me and said, "Hey, I see your tattoo, did you do Les Mis?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I was." And then I showed him a bunch of pictures and came across one of the pictures where I had 24601 wrote across my entire chest in permanent marker, like, huge, you know. And I showed it to him, and I'm like, "Yeah, I just got this one because it's, you know, it's more manageable than, you know, having a fucking tattoo on your chest. You can cross your entire chest." And then the man pulls down his shirt, and from clavicle to nips, he has 24601 across his entire fucking chest! What?
When my fiance and I get married, we're gonna combine our last names, and there's 3 reasons for that. One reason is great, one reason is something you might have not thought about, and the last one is just completely ridiculous. Reason number 1, feminism. Reason number 2, somebody with my name has already registered in the Screen Actors Guild and the Equity Union, so I'll have to change it anyways. And reason number 3. In 2010, Treyarch and Activision released a game called Call of Duty Black Ops, and I share the first and last name of the main character, thus ruining my search engine optimization forever. And if one more pleb asks me what the numbers mean, Mason, I'm gonna lose it. Storytime Disney Edition. Today's story includes an absolutely insane coincidence. I mentioned this in a previous video, but when you're hurt on the job at Disney, they put you into a modified duty or role based on what accommodations you need for your injury. So one time during my safari days, I tweaked my back really, really bad because I was trying to lift up the back of an ACV, a motorized scooter, and shift it so it was in line with the others. A horrible decision, I am well aware. Mind you, when you're on modified duty, they can send you anywhere. I've been to Epcot, World of Sports, Magic Kingdom. But one day, they assigned me to help PhotoPass with lines at the Tree of Life at Animal Kingdom. If you've been following me for a while, you know my fiancée worked PhotoPass at Animal Kingdom. And she happened to be the field coordinator that day. So for one absolutely glorious day, my fiancée was my direct supervisor. And I gave her a hard time the whole day.